Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It is that time of year, the Anime Awards. Now, last year was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. The Crunchyroll Awards were absolute, total and utter bullshit. They fucking sucked. And I'm not just talking about Anime of the Year. Yes, did that cause a lot of controversy? Was that the biggest topic of conversation for what people were, upset about? Of course. But if you're a degenerate anime watcher, someone who watches every kind of genre, you know that each and every year there's a lot of winners that get screwed out. You know what I mean? A lot of animes, characters, whatever, that should have won and didn't. Not only that, but just weren't even nominated. I'm not gonna lie, I lost all respect, all credibility when Link Click OP2 was not even nominated for opening of the year. Now, you don't need to watch the anime. Go look up OP2 and don't tell me that it's not top 5 all time. I'm biased, of course, but I think all time that has standing. And you don't even nominate it for of the year? Sure. Okay. Okay. But you get what I mean. It's clearly not for us. It's for the studios and they kind of suck, which is why we're like, "Hey, you know what? This year we should do our own awards." Great. How? Honestly, how? You know what I mean? 2025 was so unbelievably good, and it honestly feels like we would be doing a disservice to a lot of the animes that dropped if we try to just pin an award on one, and it kind of would just discredit and not give the full praise that it deserves. You know what I mean? Because one thing we're gonna be talking about to start is the anime movies of this year. There was a ton of them, and to be honest, we got to stop with that. We got to stop with the hey, Kaiju 8's dropping a movie, and it's a fucking recap with one episode. Fuck you for telling us it's a
Yeah.
movie and getting us excited. So stop with that. But there were 3 movies that dropped last year that honestly broke records and were just absolutely incredible. They were just goated in every way. And to be honest, they were all really, really good for 3 different reasons. So how would you put a title of, oh, this was the best movie of last year? You can't. You can't really compare them because they were great in their own ways. And that's what I want to get started with. I want to talk about the movies. We had first drop, K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh my god. Did this, first of all, come completely out of nowhere? I thought it was going to be because this, the American animation, you know what I mean? It's just I don't know how I
Yeah.
feel about this. The music. The music just bodied. I'm not even kidding. Yesterday, someone played Golden, and I'm like, I gotta re-listen to the whole soundtrack again. It is so fucking good. I mean, a lot of the songs hit top 10 though. Even kind of won some awards. That is very impressive. It's on Netflix exclusive, so it brought a lot of people who weren't into anime into K-pop Demon Hunters. It was so successful that a couple of weeks or even a month or two after it dropped on Netflix and blew up, they were like, "Hey, let's put this in theaters. Have people watch it again." Dude, it was selling out. What do you mean? It's been out for weeks and even months, and it's selling out now in theaters. That's insane. Absolutely incredible. The soundtrack carried. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan. The movie was really good itself. I enjoyed it. I was surprised. But then you also have, it was really an appetizer for Demon Slayer. Oh my god, was that a global titan? Just absolutely killing it. The animation was superb. I mean, the Ikaza arc, the Ikaza moments we had there, the backstory. Oh my god, shedding some tears. What the fuck? Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. It makes sense of why it made so much money. And it came out in a time, too, where you had massive blockbuster movies dropping with huge superstars and inflated budgets. And Demon Slayer shit on their profits and was like, hey, yeah, we did that with 30 mil. Huh. Fuck you. Anime, baby. It really kind of showed the strength of anime. And then, of course, Chainsaw Man, the Riza arc dropped, and that was literally art. It was art at its finest. People were worried because it was different animation from season 1, but then you watch it and you're like, oh my god, is this story nothing short of phenomenal? It's a masterpiece. So, how would you put an award of which is the best movie? Honestly, what was your thoughts on those 3 movies this year?
I completely agree with you. I think for 3 different reasons, they were the best. They were
Mm-hmm.
exceptional. They were amazing. As somebody who spends insane amount of time listening to K-pop, I know way too much for the level of impact that K-pop Demon Hunters had.
Mm-hmm.
I went to see From Nine, and if you're watching and you don't know these groups, don't even worry about it. But they're all big enough. You know what I mean? If they're
Yeah.
over in America, like they're big enough.
Hmm.
I saw From Us Nine in Times Square, right on Broadway, at a very big venue. So you're thinking like, all right, and it was like moved from Brooklyn to Times Square because it's sold out. So you're like, all right, there's like some momentum here. Like they're a big group, whatever. When I went there, it was like there was like boy groups, girl groups, Cat's Eye, From Us Nine, K-pop Demon Hunters were all over billboards, all over Times Square. For me, like if K-pop Demon Hunters doesn't come out, it's probably not maybe that popular, that impactful. I love that as a fan. I think it was really cool. The music was amazing. Seeing like all the covers from the different groups I listened to,
Hmm.
from like Golden to the song Twice, Che Young did, like really, really cool. Like as a fanboy, that shit fucking rocked. Really, really cool. And like it really got kids to like the box office. I looked up the biggest movies of the year in relation to Demon Slayer because it was literally the biggest movie of 2025 when, whatever, it had like a week or two runtime in
Yeah.
theaters. It's number 17 for the year. A Minecraft movie is number one. So
Makes
like
sense.
kids
Yeah.
love movies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Like you're gonna take the kids to the movies. That's cool. But K-pop Demon Hunters definitely, like everybody I talked to had kids are like, oh, my kids love that. Like, did you watch that? You like K-pop, right? And it's like, oh, yeah, yeah. Like, I definitely watched that. Yeah, I forget, whatever. Nah, it was really cool. And obviously, Chainsaw Man for me was the best anime movie of the year. I
Hmm.
would say that was number one. The story, the adaptation, the animation, the voice acting, just everything was flawless. I thought it was the best movie of the year. I saw Jujutsu Kaisen, the Extinction thing, like you said, it's kind of a recap with like 2 episodes in there. Chainsaw Man was the best. I thought Demon Slayer was really good. It was objectively very long for an anime movie.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
that not that I'm complaining about it, but I
Hmm.
think for some more casual fans, not that Demon Slayer is a very casual anime, for me, it just made Chainsaw Man like a little bit better. I would give that like my award for whatever that's worth. But all three were truly, truly exceptional. K-pop Demon Hunters, the song "Golden" is up for a Grammy in America.
Yeah.
Like I could count on one hand probably the amount of like K-pop songs that have gone like on the Billboard 100, let alone up for a Grammy. And you're talking like Blackpink, who's huge, BTS, Twice, who's like selling out stadiums in America, which I definitely didn't pay tons of money to see in multiple cities. That would be crazy. But like, yeah, right. Yeah,
Imagine.
just imagine. Nah, but like it's really taken off, but for it to be that like elite and that popular, I think is really 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 special. It's rare. It doesn't happen every year. It rarely happens. So you got to give love to K-pop Demon Hunters whether you love, the amazing world of K-pop or not, you
Dude,
know.
it got me into K-pop. That's the thing. I've never like really like
All right.
because it's hard to get into K-pop. You know what I mean? It's so big. It's like where do you start? You know what I mean? And K-pop Demon Hunters was literally the perfect entryway because yes, Golden is the most popular song. It's insane. It's the face of it. There are so many other songs that are just so fucking good that are just so easy to jam out to, and then it's such a great entry into K-pop. I've been listening to a lot of other like groups, songs. I've been loving it. It's been so enjoyable. It was really, really good. Again, Demon Slayer. I mean, I remember because it depends too where you look at. Like, okay, well, what's the biggest? Did you see it like in the world, the biggest movies in the world, or is it America? Because I know Demon Slayer alone, when Chainsaw Man came out 6 months later, I think, or like around there, it was still making millions of dollars a day in the box office in Japan. That's fucking ridiculous. What do you mean Demon Slayer went on like a 90-day streak? You know what I mean? Okay, I don't think it was 6 months. It was like a couple months. It was like 90 days or something. Where it was like it was making millions like every fucking day. It was so like what? It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Like what Demon Slayer did was really just like hey like watch what I can do because it also blew up anime movies in the first place with the Mugen Train arc. You know what I mean? Around COVID, that's what really got the boom going with getting anime movies, especially in theaters. And it's awesome because it creates the environment. You see people in cosplay. You see people coming out and watching and celebrating. Cheering on those amazing moments. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. In theaters, when Tanjiro says Giyu's name, when Akaza keeps asking for it, someone screams in the news, fucking snitch. Like, it's so
Yeah.
funny, and you don't get those moments alone. As much as I love better riding and just watching anime all day, you know, going out in theaters and being with everybody and having moments like that, it just is what makes it special. Anime movies being more and more popular, especially like this, it creates an event where we can look forward to, and I think that's fucking incredible. I do gotta say, if you're gonna make merchandise, make it for multiple fucking days and make it easy to obtain, okay? That's bullshit that you create cool shit in Japan, you don't bring it anywhere else, and then also it sells out in the first hour and then is like what 10 times the price on eBay. It's bullshit. You got to fix that part. But then you also have Chainsaw Man. I mean, bro, I love Chainsaw Man, one of my favorite series all time. And now I hear that season two's in production. That doesn't happen without the Rizy arc absolutely popping off. Mappa has neglected it for long enough. I am so thankful that it dropped the movie and it was successful. It was phenomenal. I think the movie's bodied. It was absolutely incredible. What a year. And you can't put a number one. You can have a favorite for sure. You can definitely have a favorite movie, you know what I mean? But like,
Agreed.
how can you sit there and be like, oh yeah, this for sure is the number one movie, you know what I mean? Like that's so tough to do, which is why we also switched up and didn't necessarily do awards. But let's get into premieres. Let's talk about a year of phenomenal, you know, welcome to the show for a lot of these animes. Like, dude, incredible. And a lot of them too were so unique. It wasn't like, you know, okay, well it's just like another shonen, you know what I mean? What were your thoughts on premieres so far this year?
Some of my favorite premieres, just looking at this list, obviously
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
I think Dan was electric. The summer Hikaru died had again, you know, a little biased here.
Yeah.
Really great adaptation. I think it was maybe even a little more entertaining than the manga because I got a little nosy. I had to know what happened. But seeing
Typical.
Side Games animate such a like a creepy, eerie, horror-ish
Yeah.
manga and like bring it to life and still have that aura really makes me excited for Kagurabachi because you know can't go an episode without bringing up
Oh,
Kagurabachi.
for
I
sure.
thought that was awesome. T-Bait had a lot of potential. That was a little bit of a bummer. I think To Be Hero X might be my favorite. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was the most impressive, the most creative, multiple animation styles, multiple artists. Hard to think like, yeah, it's an easy top three, but like To Be Hero X would probably be my favorite premiere of the year. Blue Box was a really great romance, and
Mm-hmm.
Fragrant Flowers, another really beautiful romance, probably my personal favorite. Another great premiere. There was other things that I think were just electric. Takapi's Original Sin, only 6 episodes, but holy fuck, what an emotional ride.
Yeah.
I mean, there was just so many times like looking at our list, like that you were deeply invested in some shit. You know what I mean? Like it was an emotional roller coaster at times. I think Takapi's Original Sin maybe exemplifies that the best, or is like the best, most emotional roller coaster, even though it's very short.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like an honorable mention, Yakuza Fiance. Was
Ooh.
that this year?
I think that was
That
last
was
year.
spring, right?
I'm pretty sure that was fall last year.
Ah, fuck! I knew it. I was like, was that fall last year or winter? A little bit of
As
coke
well.
there. So we'll cut that out.
Yo,
Nah, but
Yakuza
like,
Fiance, you actually should check it out though. It is a romance. It is definitely like a bit. It's a bit edgier. It's nice. It's good. We talked about it a lot. It was a good
I'm
drama. It was definitely the top drama of last year, and we brought up that we were pissed off. That was one of the remember that was one of the straws that broke the camel's back, where Yakuza Fiance was not nominated
not
for
even
fucking
fucking
drama,
nominated.
bro. And then we look at the drama nominations, and they weren't even fucking drama animes. It's like, what the fuck is this
Right.
bullshit? Again, see, it's not just about anime of the year that we were pissed off about. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit where it's like you clearly like whoever did this is just not into anime. It's crazy.
And like when I looked at our list, it was like, holy shit, we watched a ton of different series, a ton of different genres. So
Yeah.
I would like to think that we were like pretty well versed and like informed enough to create a valid opinion, whether it was a little biased, you know, me bringing up a romance from a fall of last year, you know. But like it was so good. But like, yeah, there was a lot of things that I think were easy to argue just based on how much we consumed this year that I think gives us enough of, you know, a say to be like, yeah, I think that should have been nominated type
Yeah.
thing. There was a ton of phenomenal premieres. There was just so many. It's really hard to pick one. I would say two because it's hard to pick one. To Be Hero X, Gotcha. 1 and 2. 1A, 1B.
I mean, my favorite thing about this year is the uniqueness of a lot of them. I mean, starting off is like I went back and I'm like, all right, let's like refresh of like everything that happened this year because it's such a long year of like so many animes. One that I forgot in the beginning of the year was Zenshu. Oh my god, what a fucking premiere!
Zenshu,
Dude, the
yes.
opening was so good. I fucking learned that shit on guitar. It was just such an
Hell yeah.
absolute banger. The animation was phenomenal. The story was really good. The characters were great. But what made it unique was it was about an animator, and it made a lot of jokes. Well, the animator has a really tough time in their life, was frustrated, ends up getting isekai into their inspiration. You know what I mean? Into the anime movie that it really inspired them to be an animator and stuff, right? And it was great. It made a lot of like jokes and like kind of talked about the fucked up aspect of being an animator. You know, the long nights, the bad pay. It was animated by Mappa. That is
Thank you.
that was the layer that made Zenshu just very unique on
uh,
another level because you're watching this and you're like, oh, that's fucked up, that's funny, and you're like, is this a cry for help from the Mappa animators? You know, the most infamous memeable studio of when it comes to shitty workplace environment. You know, is this their way? There's talks about like, you know, so one of them leaving a hint in like one of the end credits or like on Twitter being like, yo, like help us, because like there's the NDAs and stuff, and it's like, was this their way to really like let out some steam? Honestly, though, the animation really was flawless. It was so good. It is something you guys should watch. But there's so many like that. I mean, To Be Hero X, that's an Anime of the Year contender, in my opinion. It was so fucking unique and just on another level in multiple ways. It checked every box. It was phenomenal. I'd also say Lord of the Mysteries. What a rough start. It was a bumpy start. The translations were a mess, but such a deep story, so in depth. The animation, again, the art is just on another level. Lord of the Mysteries is just such a pristine, just goaded anime. It's just like it's a tier above. It really is. It's something else. Takapi's Original Sin was the highest rated anime of the year. And I will say about this, very biased about this. It every episode, and I think it's the only anime to have every episode rated above a 9. It's only 6 episodes and it's done. You know what I mean? I don't think we can say it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair to be like, oh yeah, it's the only anime that had a, you know, every episode above a 9. Yeah, it only has 6 episodes. You never gave it a chance to
right.
fail. You know what I mean? But so original because it had so much popularity in stack season. It had very high rated episodes. It's a very depressing anime. You know, a lot of people don't really fuck with them. They don't really have a lot of popularity. You know, it's a special kind of sick, broken degenerate that really enjoys those kind of animes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so good. Gachi Yakuta, that one is something that is going to, you know, carry for years to come. It is one of the next shonens. It is so unbelievably good, and like there's some other just really enjoyable ones too that like weren't necessarily unique but just awesome. I thought Devil May Cry. I knew nothing about the franchise. I really enjoyed that. I mean, so
So
many of these
good.
animes. We have like specific videos we made just talking about them. Devil May Cry was one of them. Fucking awesome. Our homie, our goat, something we talked about a lot on the podcast that we do drop every week, talking about animes that are currently dropping. Kowloon Generic Romance. Ah, bro, what an anime to enjoy. You know what I mean? That's another one that was just such. It wasn't necessarily unique, you know, per se, compared to a lot of the other ones. But what a premiere, bro. That's something we love talking about. So good.
And like in the season it was in too, it was a lot
Yeah.
different than like a lot of the other stuff we were watching. Kowloon Generic Romance was awesome. The more you get into it, the more questions you have. You're like, what the fuck am I actually watching?
Hmm.
And then the last couple episodes is just like a seriously like satisfying mind fuck.
Yeah, no, it really was. It was like the trippiest romance anime ever. I do think it is one of the best. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to like the romances, Honey Lemon Soda was really good too. We did have Blue Box. It was quite a year for romance animes, but one sleeper. I'm gonna say this one sleeper in the winter season that I really really liked and I thought was phenomenal. That if you're looking for something to binge over the next couple of weeks, because you have that little grace period before the winter comes, uh, Doctor Detective. I'm not gonna lie, if you like the TV show House, it is that but animated. It is so fucking good. The animation and the art are phenomenal. They're incredible. Really enjoyable to watch too. That's another premiere that I really enjoyed. Completely under the radar, but it was great. But let's kind of get down to it. What was some of your favorite animes from 2025? I mean, we had a lot of different genres, a lot of different avenues to kind of get on here. I do got to say, if we are going to be talking about anime of the year, I do got to give it to it. I think Solo Leveling season 2 kind of is definitely leading that conversation. We were like kind of haters on it in season 1, but season 2 in the beginning of this year, it was all we talked about how insane it was. And it broke Crunchyroll 9 times. I have 12 episodes. It was fucking insane.
I think our biggest issue with season one was that it won anime of the year when like we were watching season two in January, being like, this is what should be anime of the year.
Yeah.
It's an easy nomination. I think it's like tough because like I'm so biased about certain stuff just from being like a fanboy.
Yeah.
I would probably say it was the best anime of the year. To Be Hero X and Gachiakuta absolutely are like in that top three conversation for me. I
Mm-hmm.
think they were sensational. The animation and art was all really, really good. But I think if you try to be subjective and you take yourself back and you think like culturally, what was the impact? Like you had a manhwa, not just a manga, like Korean art coming into the mainstream. To Be Hero X Chinese, Lord of the Mystery, it was also Chinese. Like
Yeah.
we're getting like bigger and more global, and Solo Leveling was really like the biggest, most influential anime of the year. I think there was other stuff like live actions and movies that were maybe equally as impactful or bigger or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's really tough to say something was better or bigger or more popular or more viral than Solo Leveling. Jinwoo's like aura farming every episode, like, dude, it was in the YouTube shorts, the Instagram reels, like it was everywhere. And like literally everybody was loving it at the time. So like I would probably give that my award, my personal award, I would say probably
Mm-hmm.
goes to Gachiakuta. To Be Hero X definitely deserves it. Phenomenal, sensational, incredibly creative. But it's like so hard to just limit it to one because there was so many like really, really good animes and like you said, Devil May Cry. I didn't even bring that up. I love Devil May Cry. That was
So
really, really
good.
good. And like the voice actor was really good,
Mm-hmm.
or voice actors were all really good. Like there's just so much to pull from. I thought Kaiju 8 was awesome this season, especially towards the end. Like just a lot to love, but I would have to tip my cap to Soul Leveling. Really tough to beat that season 2.
I think Solo Leveling wasn't the best, but I think it was for sure, without a doubt, the most popular. Like for sure. And it's like that's where it gets
Yes.
tough. Like, where do you grade? Like, what is the best anime of the year? Is it the most popular? Is it like is it based off of the story, the anime? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot that makes up the best. So I think like most popular, it's like very easily Solo Leveling, and it had a great season. But like there was so many. Like the winter season was great too because it's like okay, we had Sakamoto Days having its kind of revenge tour. It got a lot of shit in season 1. Season 2
Yeah.
definitely popped off. It was really good. I did enjoy it. I'm looking forward to more Sakamoto Days. I mean, Apothecary Diaries. I know that's one that you haven't seen yet. I highly, highly recommend. Season 2 was fucking on another level. Is there a lot of problems with the manga? Is that person in prison? Yes. Okay, tax evasion's a bitch, but like honestly, I don't want to pay my taxes either. You know what I mean? I get it. Apparently, though, the anime is based off the light novel, so we don't have to worry about season 3. That is still coming out. That is fine. But yo, season 2 for real is really, really good. Like, there's a reason why Mama is like the like fan favorite when it comes to characters. She is awesome. The story's really good. The animation art is phenomenal. If you haven't seen Apothecary Diaries, you should watch it. Season 2 is so fucking good. I mean, dude, we even had like Fire Force. I feel like that had a great season. We're about to get its season finale, which is gonna be incredible. We gotta bring it up. My Hero Academia coming to a close here. Like that is a monumental anime coming to a close.
I want to give some props as a long time kind of like hater, as somebody who had seen like maybe 10 episodes and was like, yeah, this anime sucks, bro. Shit is ass. Fuck Deku.
Yeah.
Especially for the last season, and even the season before that. We had a lot of fun like in the beginning watching it.
Mm-hmm.
It did kind of fall off at a certain point, but like as somebody who wasn't like a self-proclaimed my Hero Academia fan, the last season stepped it up in animation, like the voice acting was really good. I thought the last season had really like taken that like next step and was like, all right, that was fucking sick.
Yeah.
The Bakugo fight, just really, really well done. That was my favorite moment of it. But like there was a lot of like moments where the other characters you were like, ooh, damn, like that was pretty cool. All Might, like My Hero is definitely really, really cool for its final season.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I ended up watching My Academia the first 2 episodes. I'm like, this is shit, and I stopped. And then I watched the first 4. I'm like, okay, is actually pretty good. I feel like it was really good in the beginning and in the middle, and I feel like it gets to a point where the pacing gets really thrown off, and it kind of like got thrown out of it. But like they really
Yeah.
did come full circle and like really close strong. The animation with a lot of these fights too was just on another level. Like it really was sick. So seeing something like the My Hero Academia, whether you like it or hate it, you gotta admit that is a massive series, a series that has a shitload of fans, and that brought a lot of popularity to anime that is coming to a close. Not on the magnitude of Attack on Titan, but it's kind of right there as well. You know what I mean? It's
In
a
that same like tier, I would
yeah.
say.
Yeah, so that is something that's insane that happened this year too. I mean, we had great stuff too, like Dan to Dan. That fucking slapped. Kaiju 8. That is something that's gearing up for its close as well, which is going to be sad. But yeah, exactly. Just awesome. So fucking good. I mean, bro, Kaiju 8 Season 2 was just amazing as well. The Summer Hikaru died even brought that up. Like the creepy horror. We're getting more different shit kind of come out, which has been really amazing. There's just been a year of phenomenal anime. I gotta say, my favorite, not necessarily the most popular, not necessarily the best. I'd say if I'm like kind of giving these titles, I'd say the most popular is Solo Leveling. I'd say the best would probably have to be To Be Hero X, and my favorite is Gachu Akata, because Solo Leveling, without a doubt, it broke like Crunchyroll numerous times. It's insanely popular, and it had a phenomenal season. I'd say To Be Hero X is the best because it also brought insane popularity with zero marketing. I mean, Solo Leveling, we had a season one.
Totally left field. And
Exactly.
like we did the preview video prior to spring, right? It was the
Yeah.
spring anime.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't even on our radar. I think you brought it up and you were like, "Oh yeah, this could be like sleeper of the season." I'm like, "Oh yeah, it looks cool, sleeper." And then we were like talking about it every week. We're like, "Oh, this is like fucking amazing."
Yeah.
Multiple animation styles, like yo, I completely agree with you.
Because that's the thing. Like Solo Leveling had season one. It's one of like the most popular manhwas as well. Like it had hype coming into it. Like it had the eyes. You know what I mean? It was easy for that spark to happen and it like take off. Like we do previews for every single season of like, hey, here's what's to look forward to. We already did our winter one for 2026, and then we like doing check-ins. It actually wasn't even on any website or radar that 2B Hero X was dropping because 2B Hero X doesn't have manga, manhwa. It doesn't have material. It's fucking like it's like its own source. It's like hard to explain. It's insane. So no one knew about it coming in, and then like the first two eps were like massive cliffhangers and like insane. The first episode
Yeah.
starts with a huge hero just jumping off a building and dying. That's the first 2 minutes. Like it's absolutely insane. So very clippable. It blew up. It ended up coming out of nowhere, getting insane popularity. The animation was incredible. Like you said, multiple animation styles, all good. The music was so good. I mean,
Really good.
Inertia, dude, the opening was fucking phenomenal. Lucky Cyan had some absolute heat in a couple of those episodes. The fight scenes were on another level. The plot line was absolutely fucking incredible. It was so intriguing. I mean, I'm dying for season two. The concept of it is very unique of how we're able to vote now on these heroes, and that's going to influence season two. When has that really been done? And also, it was a 24 episode season where we're getting blocks of episodes that focus on different characters, so it's constantly switching up. We're constantly getting new characters, new plot lines. It's honestly insane. There's nothing done like that before, and with that much polish. You know what I mean? It was
Yes.
so well produced, fucking phenomenal. But then, of course, too, my heart and soul goes out to Gachiakata. Absolutely love it. Caught up with the manga. I never really do that where I'm like, oh, you know what? I gotta scratch this itch. The season didn't even end, and I'm like, I binged the manga and I'm caught up. Absolutely love it. How can you not love it? But that's what I gotta say. Like personal feelings. The most popular's gotta be Solo Leveling. The best, through and through has to be 2B Hero X, and then just my favorite, Scott Jakarta. But like an insane fucking year. Like, damn, this year's. I have this list. There was a lot I left off of it too. You know what I mean? This was just like the key things. I'm like, oh yeah, like these are probably some good talking points. Like we had so much this year. Like, bro.
And like it just goes back to like the year before, like Peaktober. Like we were so excited to get it such a packed season with like
Yep.
so many big name animes. It literally carried through all the way through 2025. Winter 26 is the biggest anime season by a fucking mile.
Yeah.
There's just so much there that is like mainstream and popular. Like, it's hard not to be like extremely grateful as an anime fan. And
Hmm.
like, as an unk at 31, like my 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old self would be like absolutely geeked to know that I could like have access in my apartment to every Naruto episode ever, but then also like a ton of really great new anime, creative, different styles, different genres, romances, shonens, anything you want to find. If you have like you said, an itch to scratch, it's out there, and it probably came out this year. There's
Yeah.
something for you that came out this year, and it's exceptional. So I have nothing but incredible things to say. I would say as an anime fan, 10 out of 10 year, probably the best year yet. I agree with you. I think 2026 might be even way better, but
Yeah.
like right now is like the ultimate time to just like lock in, enjoy it, watch whatever you want to watch. There's so many amazing titles that are ending, but also the new generation that's coming up. It really couldn't be better. It's a very special time, I think.
That's what like excites me the most about Gacha Yakuta, especially. Like the thing about Gacha Yakuta is that it really sets the tone for the new generation, like through and through. Like there is a wave of manga that is really fucking good, that is made by really young and talented artists and like mangaka. Like Gacha Yakuta sums that shit up. Kagurabachi that's coming out is gonna be following that lead. Like to me, Gacha is that wave, not like a new gen of like anime, but like it more stems from that new manga that has been like just absolutely fucking killing it, and these new artists and like manga that are gonna be making multiple series. You know what I mean? Like in my opinion, the new generation isn't with the anime. It's with the artists, you know what I mean? It's with the writers, the authors,
Yes.
and that is what we're starting to see their first works, and that Gacha is like leading that ship. So that's what I'm really really excited for. I think we're set. I don't think Peaktober's ever gonna end. We got it all through 2025.
Yeah.
2026 is just unbelievably stacked. We have Chainsaw Man 2, season 2 in the works now too. I'm stoked about that. Like we have a lot to look forward to that I'm really really excited for. Honestly, goaded. That's what makes it so hard to be like, hey, let's put awards on this. You know what I mean? Like, how do you pick? Especially when it's good for all different reasons. So, with that being said, just because we didn't necessarily want to do that because it's just way too hard, let us know in the comments down below. What are your picks for certain things? What are your favorite characters from this year? What are your favorite animes from this year? What do you think deserves to be anime of the year, opening of the year? Because we love some good fucking.
Oh yeah.
So openings are always something we talk about and kind of focus on. How can you not love them? But also, like, what is your favorite premieres? What are you excited for 2026? Let us know on the comments down below. It's so packed this year. I'm not gonna lie, probably not gonna make a video on it. If we do, it's gonna be a shit video on Crunchyroll. You know, hashtag fuck Crunchyroll. But
Yeah.
listen, you can fuck up the awards all you want. Just put back the fucking comment section, okay? Just put back the comment section. I'll ignore the awards. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed. Agreed. That would be a fair trade for just this year.
Yeah.
But after that, moving forward, we that's a different discussion.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be hate watching the awards and seeing like what does get nominated, what does get picked. So if we do a video on that, it's probably some salty fucking one where we just fucking angrily yell at them, being like, "What the fuck's this bullshit, Crunchy?" Like it's insane, bro. Do you think that they're like they'd have the stats to like back shit up too? You know what I mean? You think that they have the statistics to like accurately, like prove this stuff, but it's a fucking mess. But let us know in the comments down below. We hope you guys enjoyed 2025. There's so much to look forward to. And again, we have a little grace period before winter. If you want to know what's coming out in winter, we dropped that video, kind of talking all about it. One thing we didn't bring up, Black Clover is coming in January. I think January 3rd. It was announced last minute. Trailers are dropping. It looks sick. But we have like 2 weeks here where we can catch up, watch a lot of the anime we weren't able to watch in 2025 because it was just so full. So that's going to be sick. Anyways, we hope you guys have a phenomenal holidays. We hope you enjoyed 2025, and we hope you guys are excited for 2026 because it is going to be fucking incredible. But that's it. Later, guys. Peace.
Peace.